And we are at the start. Very quick start, I'm not going to lie. I think that's a solid, kind of easy, low-speed passing shot, which kind of threw off Parenteau just a little bit. Very smart shot. Just very clean coming from Parenteau. And early on in these progressive draws, it's nice to kind of save your energy a little bit. Early match, just getting kind of out of the gate, and a rare miss serve as well. And for Widdershoven, it could go either way. She could play with zero pressure because she's got nothing on it, play loose and steady. Or it could also be a little bit stressful playing such a player as Catherine Parenteau. Just over-hitting a little bit, almost thinking like that was maybe easier than it should have been for that shot. And just super smooth coming from Parenteau. Moving around, taking those as forehands, phenomenal spacing. That's something I've always enjoyed about Parenteau's game. She's got great footwork, very good spacing on all of her shots. And I love her very compact, short backhand backswing. Enables her to hold the ball and kind of disguise her shot just a little bit more.
2-1.
Just
side out.
So far, just a few mishits from both players. Been kind of early in the week, getting loose and getting warm.
1-2. Side out. Two, 1.
That's a beautiful
Side
setting
out.
up point for Widdershoven. Approaching the net, kind of low ball, little bit of an angle, making it difficult for Parenteau to be able to do much with it.
1-2.
I do like that I'm seeing kind of a mix-up on some shots between slice and topspin coming from Widdershoven. And just, again,
Side
kind of
out.
nicely set up using that forehand slice, which not a lot of players utilize the forehand as much as the backhand slice. She kind of had the opportunity and did not seem to know what to do with it.
2-1. Point.
Really solid deep serve from Parenteau. It looked like Widdershoven might have been seeing if that ball was out.
3-1.
Now we've got a beautiful view up from the corner above the courts. I love that we don't have to look through the screens to see these matches. We're up on top. We've got a view of
4-1.
quite a few courts from here.
Point. Timeout receiver.
And great finishing
5-1.
her opportunities when they're there. Again, there's
Point.
that beautiful move with Parenteau moving around that backhand to take that inside-out forehand and pinning Widdershoven to that backhand corner.
6-1.
Looks like, again, Widdershoven's trying to make a kind of an off-pace return, it seems, kind of getting Parenteau out of rhythm. Just like we've seen kind of previously.
7-1.
She's got the right idea, but she doesn't seem to be finishing up with those neck shots. There's that forehand slice again. And
Side
there,
out.
that pressure moving forward. Again, just changing where Parenteau has to make contact with the ball. Speed changes, pace changes.
1-7.
But again, just a little bit of an unforced error. Almost that easy forehand that she's struggled with a couple of times. But one thing I do tend to notice is that she's got a little bit more of an extreme grip towards that Eastern, which can be tricky, changing from shot to shot. Again, right there, she's utilizing that forehand slice to change up Parenteau's timing and tempo. That time was able to work on that with the approach forward. I'd like to see her keep doing this.
Side out.
Again, one thing I think Parenteau's better than most players out there is just that the footwork, the way she utilizes her lower body really, really effectively and efficiently.
7-1.
Loading behind every ball. And a little bit of a change-up serve from Parenteau herself, but it almost came back at her, forcing that error. But again, I like that change-up.
1-7. Point.
A great shot to that outside. Parenteau kind of looking at it, maybe did catch that
2-7.
But something that when someone's got such a big forehand like Parenteau, sometimes feeding into that forehand rather than her running around that backhand is going to be a little bit more helpful.
Side out.
And right now, it just doesn't seem like Widdershoven is very committed to a lot of her shots. She looks like she's questioning her own ball in the middle of the point.
7-2. Point.
Just an early 8-2 lead from Parenteau.
8-2.
So that's the way I would like to see her setting up with her feet, taking a little bit more time, loading behind her shots rather than rushing through that ball. And if she's able to execute that shot, I think she can keep getting some points on the board.
Point. Three, 8. Point.
That does seem to be working, really pulling Parenteau wide towards that forehand side. Opening up that court a little bit more than what she's been doing.
4-8.
Kind of bridging the gap now at 4-8.
Side out.
Just kind of shows you what kind of player Parenteau is. No pressure on that. Able to kind of, a lot of times players will overhit that ball when they're trying to finish the point with their opponents at the baseline, kind of playing some decent defense.
8-4. Nine, 4. Right out.
Nice approach from Widdershoven. That's the tennis product.
That's just what she needs to kind of keep doing, putting a little bit more pressure. She's looking a little bit more certain behind her shots right now than she was the first half of the game, probably getting through some of those nerves, getting more comfortable on that center court.
Side
There's
out.
the footwork you spoke of about Catherine Parenteau and her spacing.
She's just absolutely incredible with that. I mean, for someone her size to be able to utilize a court like she does
9-4.
is pretty incredible. Really
Point.
heavy ball to that forehand of Widdershoven.
And Sarah, you've been around the sport a long time. What do you think the mindset is of Catherine Parenteau right now with all the attention,
With
whether
everything.
wanted, unwanted?
Point.
Just short.
And again, it looked like
Timeout
that ball
receiver,
might have
6-4.
gone wide. But in speaking to someone at Parenteau, didn't watching her this
6-4.
morning.
Another beautiful angle out
Side out.
wide. Widdershoven and Parenteau finds the corner.
Again, she had the right idea, but as soon as she hit that, she just already was ready to move back on it. And that's just, again, experience.
Point.
If it's not Catherine Parenteau in front of you,
5-6.
I'm guaranteeing she's going to be committing to those shots a little bit better.
Point.
And that's something that
Timeout.
a lot of players do
6-6.
when they come in, especially from a singles point, is they get right to that line and then they try to take that ball in the air, and it's really difficult to consistently hit that ball in. So if she just takes her time a little bit more on some of those shots, like we talked about with Parenteau, she's really able to let the ball bounce and hold it as long as she can, kind of making her opponent move before she hits that ball.
Such an effortless touch, isn't it? 6-all in the second here. We're in the round of 64. Opening our coverage on Pickleball TV.
15 seconds, no time.
These Grand Slams are fun in these rounds. We talked about it for the reason that you find, you see some of these qualifiers, such as Estee Widdershoven, who had to earn her right to be in the main draw, and see where you stack. No better way to see that than who you're matching up against right now.
6-6.
It's always tough for the qualifiers to come next. You're gonna have a pretty tough round, either way. And that's what she's got to do.
Out.
She's got to take her time just a little bit more, so she can maybe get Catherine to guess which direction she's gonna go, and then just swing right through that ball. That's it. I just, you see how well Catherine closes up the body, opens up for the shot. She rotates
6-6.
phenomenally well. Widdershoven is kind of getting caught a little bit too open on a lot of these shots, and right there was a little bit better, but
it's good.
Oh, she gets that.
Oh, almost survives it. Line drive from Parenteau.
Phenomenal.
Hangs in till the last minute. Widdershoven hailing from Valdosta, Georgia. About 3 hours, 45 minutes away from where we're at now. Went to college there as well.
It's a beautiful space.
7-6.
Got a lot of Georgians here this week. This is one of the locations that we utilize so much. It's beautiful, lots of courts,
Point.
great venue, great people. And a little bit different now. Catherine Parenteau's up in that 8-6 lead. We've got Zoe Wang on the court behind.
Yeah, over on grandstand, it's Zoe Wong and
8-6.
her opponents in action, Yufa Long, the 54 seed.
Yeah. It's the same thing on that side.
Side out.
Wang was down in the second game, but now she's looking like she's going to close this match here pretty soon.
6-8.
Almost identical scores on both courts.
Nice.
Side out.
So response again from Catherine Parenteau.
She changed her tactic just a little bit. Now she's kind of going after Catherine Parenteau's backhand a little bit, whereas before she was really trying to pull Catherine out wide to her forehand.
Side out.
Just a ball Parenteau let go, but she does seem pretty comfortable right now.
6-8.
And That's your biggest difference right there. And
Side
that
out.
backhand that Widdershoven hit, she's just too open. And it's a phenomenal shot, but then you have Catherine Parenteau who's going to close up that body and really pull and rotate around that ball, which is going to have so much more power.
8-6.
Slapper, where is she going to go? Goes right back to her favorite corner, 9-6, Parenteau.
Nine, 6.
Nice.
Side out.
Again, beautiful sequence for Widdershoven. What was different for you there?
So there it's a little bit shorter and a little bit wider, not necessarily just a heavy ball to the backhand where it's able to sit up for Parenteau. Just a little bit more of a lower ball,
6-9.
enabling her again to come in. I'd love to see her just keep coming in and putting pressure on those types of shots. And
Side out.
Unlucky, but again, this we're talking about clean footwork from Parenteau, even on that net cord. Just know she can get that ball. And I think, you know, this is where we have these newer players coming from tennis, is we tend to go to our tennis movements. It's
9-6.
following the ball, wanting to slide, you know, recover to the middle of the court, where Parenteau knows that. She knows that she's going to go cover that line, and she's going to use the opportunity to play behind her as often as she can.
She does exactly that there at match point.
Match point. 10-6.
Drop volley.
There it is again. She did it earlier, it didn't
Points,
work.
game
That
match,
time it did.
11-6.
Big serve, too, coming off that match point for Parenteau.
Lured her up and pushed her deep. Catherine Parenteau takes this round of 64 match. Off she goes to the round of 32. We're going to step aside for just a moment. More to come from Atlanta when we return. Catherine Parenteau feeling good post-breakup. Moving on to the next round.